Did somebody say bummy? Get yourself some bummy clothing at bummygod.com. That's bummy, GAWD.com.
Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, the Commissioner, Matt Archer. Alongside me is my co-host, Zach. We got to come up with a nickname for you, bud. We don't have one. But anyhow, welcome for. Sorry, guys. It's been a crazy week. Had some mic issues, so we are running with the old reliable headset. So please bear with us as we look like old airplane pilots. Shout out to my man Dwight that just left. Yeah, another week. We're back. So this is week 3. We're in, right? Week 3. It's all a blur to me. But week 3, got the matchups coming live to you here from the studio in Tempe, Arizona, from the CMX network. Bush is out tonight, unfortunately. He had a family emergency he had to take care of, so it's just the two of us tonight. But I think we can handle it. He did send me his predictions on the phone, so I'll plug those in whenever we get there. But anyhow, how was your week?
Busy. A lot of high school baseball.
Baseball?
So, yeah.
Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind baseball. I mean, I kind of have to be a fan of all sports in my position, but I mean, obviously football is king for me, but
yeah,
no, I do like all sports. It's fun. I mean, obviously the weather's been fantastic, so
yeah,
not being able to, or not having to be in the office or in my home office, whatever I do that day, and being able to go out and enjoy the weather and watch baseball, I can't really beat that. So
that's awesome.
And get paid for it. That's always a plus.
Baseball was my big thing growing up. I actually have a baseball tattooed on my arm. That was actually my first love sport. I played that since I was 4 years old till I was 19. But football was a secondary. I was a 160-pound, 6'3" lineman, as you could tell. That doesn't work very well. Hands of stone too. Couldn't catch it cold. But anyways, so I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. Sounds like you had a fun week. Speaking of baseball, real quick, Legacy has a big tournament going on this weekend.
When does Legacy not have anything going on?
Last weekend.
Yeah, but they still had all the flag football games out there.
Yeah, but not compared to what's happening this weekend.
I mean, man, I mean, you probably get maybe the same emails, but I get the emails from their media person, and it's just, we have this going on, we have this going on, we have this, and every time I think of it now, I'm like, oh, great, parking's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, this weekend will be super messy.
Oh God. Okay.
They have the big soccer tournament. They have the baseball tournament. They have. I actually had a screenshot saved. I don't know what I did with it, but anyways, they have. I think everything's. This is one of their mega tournament weekends. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I looked at the ticketing thing. There's like, I think 7 or 8 events, and they're like 3-day events: 11, 12, and 13, like 3 days. Yeah. So, those of you guys watching, relay it to your teams. Parking will be a nightmare. No parking in the north end zone. We had some guys last week that were parked and stopped. It was causing a traffic jam. So law enforcement this week will be out there kind of directing traffic and making sure people are moving along. Like myself, I have a lot of stuff to unload. But once I'm unloaded, I got to move the car. So we can't just sit there and watch games. So, but anyways, let's get right into it. I think we had a little script we were going to try to follow, but let's see what it looks like here. Got the howdy doings. So the first topic I want to kind of segue into is promoting new teams. Like I want to, or not new teams, new businesses from the players within our league. So we have Steve Barajas, I think I said his last name right, with Art Beast Design and Print. They're going to be doing the starting merch this weekend at the games. So I greatly appreciate guys being patient. I know that's been kind of a headache, and we'll get it figured out. And I'm sure the comments are already.
Just one.
No, I'm not responding. Anyway, so let's just get those sales going, guys. And I don't know if anybody's aware, but those proceeds from those sales benefit the team and the league. It's not just comes to me. Like we put the money up to get all the equipment and everything, and that's shirts and all that stuff, and then that profit goes into each team towards the end of the year. So the goal is to hopefully offset some of the cost that each one of the teams has to incur. So. And then the next one, Andrew Jones. I know you guys have heard of him, Old Man Jones. He does a lot of voiceovers for us, and that's his new passion. So we're trying to help him promote his brand, and you guys can visit him, and we'll hear from him later throughout the show on some other sound bits. But I'm excited for him. He's done a lot of cool things. So, and then last is Mr. Petty Sunday Ro Reeves. He's got Bummy God clothing. You guys will see his stuff kind of coming and going throughout the shows. He's been working on that brand for a little while now, so I'm happy for him. And the main point of me telling you guys these specific shows. Oh, and Haas. I almost forgot about Haas. Haas has a pool company. I love his truck. It's bright pink lettering on the side. Amazing marketing strategy, right? Everybody knows that that's his truck, right? Yeah. So shout out to you, Haas. Appreciate you, old man. We will be going to Country Thunder this year, thanks to Tossie. It's all paid pass for us to go to Country Thunder since he wanted to poke fun at us. But
oof.
Anyways,
I've been once. And
I live like 20 minutes from there, and it's a nightmare when they're in town. The parking, like everything is packed. The grocery stores are full. It's a nightmare. Yeah. But my conclusion to highlighting those guys is if you guys have businesses that you guys own and run, please reach out to me. I am all about helping you guys grow as not only business people, but your brands, because eventually that is going to support your family. And who knows, someday it may support your grandkids and your great-grandkids. If you have business ideas that you don't know what you want to do, I'm all open. A lot of people don't know, but I'm a fifth owner of an investment group, which kind of funds all this stuff that we're doing now for you guys. They're always looking for new business strategies and business ideas. So reach out to me, Matt at azcfl.com, and then we'll go from there. But we'll get off of the CMX kick for a minute and get into why everybody's here. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, and then we will jump right into it. All right, we're back. First matchup. Here we go. Let's get it going here. Now, before anybody says anything to us about why they get a special promo, shout out to my man Dwight.
Yeah. Well, you know I love it. I mean,
it's pretty clutch.
Look, let's be honest. It's gonna take me a little bit to not be like super. Well, you're still high on the Spartans, so
no, I am not. Fuck those guys.
No, you're still high on the Spartans. It'll take me a little bit. Now, granted, I'm not gonna play favorites when it comes to predictions with them, but those are my guys over the Rebels. So
that's how I feel. Yeah, like I'm not giving them any special treatment when it comes to them. That's why I don't.
Well, you choose them to lose all the time. So.
Not this week. I might have to face reality. I got some pretty hard. But we're not talking about the Spartans right now. We're talking about the Rebels and the Hawks.
Yep.
This game, I'll let you lead off since this is your team.
Oh,
quote unquote,
man.
Your team.
I mean, let's be honest. Look, the Hawks. Again, I love Blue. Rome's a good dude. I love Rome. But, man, they got to get it figured out over there. And by that, I mean not just, like, their play on the field. It's more of, look, I played for the Rebels for 3 years. We love to talk. We are a very chippy team. We like to get other people in trouble when we can. We're physical. The Hawks need to find a way to kind of, I guess, harbor their emotions so that way they're not getting flagged every play, because the Rebels are going to be a team that tries to egg you on a little bit. Like I said, it was that way in practice. Every single practice it was, arguing and all that, but it was because that's just how we were. Mm-hmm. That's how Coach Love was.
Yeah.
So the Hawks have to find a way to really kind of relax a little bit, play their game, maybe score some points. Let's be honest. Probably not, but I mean, look, this is an opportunity for a lot of those guys on the Rebels, because that is a deep team still. I know they're not accepting any new players, which, for me, that kind of puts me out. I was getting the itch a little bit, Matt. We talked about that.
To be a Spartan?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I can't go over there. Sorry. Well, I mean.
Hey, I know the Hawks could use you, though. The Hawks could use some good linemen over there.
Sorry, not happening.
Okay.
So
you're CMX from here on out.
I'm CMX from here on out. Unless the Rebels have a spot open up, then we'll see. We'll talk. But no, in all seriousness, I mean, the Rebels have a lot of guys that can get a lot of playing time in this game. I think it's going to be one of those situations where, after the first quarter, there should be no reason why some of those starters are still in the game.
Correct.
In all honesty.
And that was one of my touching points is, let Fluke and all those guys, Kevin and Dylan get their snaps in, but
yeah.
This is a game for those second string guys or the guys that just showed up right before the season that really don't know 100% how to operate the offense and defense. This is the opportunity for them to get in the game. This is when they should be there doing that. And you know, little hint to Coach Charles and Coach Ben and whoever's running those the coordinators. Like, this is the game for you guys to experiment with some plays that you maybe don't know how they really stand up in a real game, and be smart about it. You know, get those couple touchdowns up, and then start doing that's what we did with the Spartans on a couple of those games. I'm always the underdog. That's like always my big thing is the underdogs. But unfortunately, this is like so far out there that I don't even know if I can. This is like a pit bull fighting a hamster right now. I love Rome and Blue and those guys, the coaching staff. You know, and I'm not even going to blame Ray King for the stuff because I don't even know if he was there the last game that when they played Titans. I don't remember seeing him, but
he's a ghost, so
the ghost,
you wouldn't have seen him.
So my point is, I hope this week in practice they had it covered. I was supposed to make it out there, but I had a family issue with my teenager, which I'll tell people about later. But I didn't make it, so I just told Rome to just let them know they got to play as a team. I'm not saying go in there and hope to lose. Like, that's not anybody's goal to lose, but be realistic about the expectation. You're playing a defending championship team that really the only component they lost is Coach Love. I mean, really, if you really think about it, like the defense, like for the most part, they're 90% the same team.
Yeah.
So just be realistic. You got to manage your emotions. Now, a little hint to the Hawks players watching, if those guys realize that doesn't bother you, they'll start to implode on themselves. So it's definitely a psychological game when it comes to playing the Rebels. It's annoying. I love Fluker. He talks a lot of shit, but when he steps off the sideline, he's, for as far as I could tell, he's done, right? He lives it right there on the field.
Yeah.
So if you start to realize you're not getting under their skin or they're not bothering you, it causes them to get out of their game plan. So that's my little dad advice for the Commish pick.
And one other thing, too, that I want to mention, what was the bet that Blue put, $500 that he wouldn't get pancaked?
I believe so.
Well, I can tell you right now that if Alex and Michi are playing this week, one of them are getting $500.
Now, when we talk about that, when we talk about the pancake and we talk about that, is it basically a double team pancake? Is it a solo pancake?
I think it's got to be solo.
Is it solo? Okay.
Yeah. Now, if I had to guess, those two are going to be playing opposite guards anyway. Mm-hmm. So the fact that, or the reality that they'd ever double team Blue, it wouldn't happen. It'd be them in the center if anyone doubles Blue. So,
yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, those two being there for the Rebels, that adds a different component for that offense. And this could be, especially for them being brand new. I mean, yeah, Alex was with the Rebels last year, but this is a new offensive coordinator now, a new offense. I'm pretty sure totally. So this is a chance for them to kind of get acclimated in a good way. And then obviously for the rest of the offense to kind of find that meshing point too. Because it hasn't been super clean, even against the Outlaws. They figured it out in the second half. They looked really good in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But this is that opportunity to go out there and really fine-tune everything.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look who's on the Davis. Any ideas who that might be?
Oh, Bonnie?
Who knows?
Is he in Florida right now?
I have no idea. No. I really don't care.
Okay.
Back to the story at hand. So, yeah. So your prediction?
Man. 35-0 Rebels.
You're so biased, man.
And the only reason I don't put more is because I think that they try to get a lot of the other guys in there.
I hope they do, because if they don't, it's definitely going to be like, as a player, I would have to really start questioning my coaching staff, to be real with people. Like, just to be honest, like that would be the biggest insult, that you're playing a team that warrants your ability to get in the game, especially if you're up by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Like that's the opportunity to let those guys get in.
Yeah.
So you said 35.
I said 35. Now, I would have done more, like I said, but I think the Hawks are a little better than the Valor. If you remember, what was it, 2 years ago when I was on the Rebels, we played the Valor. It was 48-0 in the second quarter, and then the Valor quit. So I think they take advantage of having, because we didn't have that many players that year either.
Correct.
Or especially at that game. So I think this week especially, they get those other guys in there. That's why I say 35. If it's more than that, I won't be surprised, though.
Wow.
Wrong league.
Okay.
Raph said 100-0.
Now Raph's being petty.
Yeah.
Speaking of Raph, he's probably one of the most pettiest people you ever meet. But we'll talk about. I'll let Tossie and Ro deal with that. But all right, so I got the Rebels. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you got to throw and call a spade a spade. Like, you can't not do that. Rebels are defending champs. They looked good coming out of halftime. They made some adjustments. Lorenz isn't there anymore, so I think Akil. That's right. That's his name, Akil.
Akil,
yeah. I think he's going to start coming into his own now that he's got the offense a few more weeks under his belt with Meach and Alex, hopefully, like, being part of that. So, but all right, I got it, 42-0.
Okay.
I think they hit 20, like 3 touchdowns, and then they put the other guys in, and they're going to continue to rock it.
When do they get 28?
In the first 3 drives.
You think right away?
Oh, yeah, right away. I think if I know those guys, it's going to be short, and then Guy will be open for that touchdown pass.
No, I think first play of the game, they go deep to Guy. Or Rico. One of those two.
Or
Ty. I mean.
Wow, he got so many weapons. It's hard to choose from.
Just throw it up and let him go.
So you had 35-0. I got 42 to 45 in that range. And then Bush came in with 35-0 on his pick for that. So, well, there you got it, Hawks. You gotta get to it.
Tossie caught you, by the way. You said 3 drives, 28 points, but
I know, Tossie,
we know what you meant.
I don't. I'm trying to do. See, it's funny. Speaking of Mr. Tossie, right? Like, those of you guys that don't know or do know, I do the production side behind Petty Sunday. So when you're trying to have a conversation and work this damn computer at the same time, brain doesn't quite work very well. So he's funny. I'm gonna get him. In the show. I might get something on him this week when he's at the game. But anyways, all right. Next matchup, we got the Spartans Titans coming to you. I'll go to you first, Zach.
So the Spartans were mad that I said the Thunder were going to score on them last week, right? They said it was disrespect or whatever. They said, and I think Raph was the one who really said it, but don't worry, guys. I got you this week. Look, the Titans are much improved from last year.
Yep.
That's a given.
Yep. Everybody sees that. Even Tossie and Rowe behind the scenes are saying that they see a huge improvement from last year.
Yeah. Now, granted, you almost let the Hawks back into the game.
Correct.
And I know that coaching staff. I mean, that team. Like, I was standing right there because I was getting the interview for the post-game article. The team felt good about the win. They felt motivated. They felt like if they play as a team that they could really shock some people. Unfortunately, the Spartans are not the team they're going to shock. I'm just going to be brutally honest. The Spartans are going to win this game. I'm not even going to really go even further than that. That D-line is going to obliterate the Titans' offensive line. The Titans are just too young. I'm sorry. 42-0.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll just throw it out there right now. 42-0.
Okay, guys. This is the matchup I did not want to have to talk about, and I'm going to have to do it again in Week 10, I think. So as everybody knows, I have a soft spot for certain teams and root for those guys and hope, and I've been behind the Titans since last year and trying to get them to just realize that just because you don't win a game doesn't mean you're not a successful team and you don't have the right things in place and you can't make it work, So I recognize all the stuff that, like you said, they've improved on and they've grown from last season. It's a totally different team, in my opinion, from last year to this year. The issue is now you're playing, other than the Hawks, you're playing really the upper level of the football for the last couple of seasons. Yeah, I don't see them getting many offensive yards on the defense. And that's not even the first string guys. I think if they pulled Smothers and Raph and a few of those other guys out and stuck the second string dudes in, they're still going to struggle. The one thing I did notice about the Titans is there's something going on in between the quarterback and the coach. Like something, I don't even know how to describe it when I'm watching the game. When things aren't going right, it gets kind of worse. So I don't know if the quarterback is not like trusting the coach or the coach isn't trusting the quarterback or, I mean, I don't know the dynamics there. So I hope this week they can get that figured out. And that's how they almost lost the game. they started doing it looked like they were starting to do their own stuff. And I was very fortunate. I got to sit up in the stands and have an actual beer and really enjoy just watching the game. And obviously on the home side, you can hear everything in the sideline. So, yeah, Titans, you guys got to stay as a team. You got to trust the coach. Let the coach lose the game for you. You guys win the game, coach loses the game. I think that's kind of Fisher's montage, or he says that a different way. But if they call a play and you run it and it doesn't work, that's not on you. That's on the coaching staff. But if you don't run the play that's called into the huddle, now you're both mad. Was Tassi on there? Yeah, I'm about to blacklist him from the show.
Well, no, so Tassi did correct me. Apparently their guards are a little bit older, so thank you for that. But no, one of the things that I was thinking about just now, besides the comments, someone said 38-35 Titans. I don't know what they're smoking. But
that's Danny Vilas, the dude from the Demons. And
okay.
I don't know what team he's on now this year. But
I think he's on the Sting. Or he was. I don't know.
If he was, he about to get his. We'll talk about those games
that's fine.
in a little bit. But
anyway, so the thing with now, I never normally say this, but if you are the Titans and you gain, let's say you get a first down, every little first down against a defense like the Spartans has to be considered a win. And like I said, I know moral victories. I hate moral victories too. But when you're a team like the Titans playing against a team like the Spartans, who I even said it last year after we beat them in the championship, that could be a team that wins it all this year.
Yeah.
You have to look at little things that can help you the rest of the way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So take this game as a learning opportunity more than anything.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
And this would be the game, like you said, to learn how to beat a bigger team,
Yes.
right? Not you're going to win, but I don't know. You might. I don't know. But the point is, the odds are against you.
Yep.
So make sure you use this opportunity to push through that adversity as a team. But for the first time, I think in 2 seasons, I'm going to go with the Spartans because it's just I've been told multiple times in the last couple weeks I have to be honest and real about what the matchups are. Yeah. And the Spartans are going to end up winning this. I think Coach Aaron puts Jake in for a few series. They get a couple touchdowns. Then they throw Scotty in there. And then we might even see Tyree back there just to get the snaps. Because honestly, if Jake goes down and Scotty's hurt, Tyree's going to have to come in the game at some point. So I'm sure Aaron and that offense is going to want to get him in a real game snap situation just to see what he does, especially if they're up by a few touchdowns. And that's the perfect opportunity to see the real gameplay. Watching him on the Lions, he did a great job there. So, but I got the Spartans. I'm going to be respectful, 35-0, because I think knowing Coach Aaron, like I do, he'll get those touchdowns and then he'll throttle off a little bit and let the other guys get in, and you'll see that everything kind of slow down to get those guys playing time. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, the Titans, I don't think you guys are going to score any points. I do see them getting some first downs though, some big plays. They did it on the Phantoms and a couple other teams.
Yeah. I just hope they don't implode. They don't seem like the group that would. But if things start to get really ugly, as we kind of expect it to, I just hope they don't start imploding on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think if they do, then Coach Nick will be exiting players from the team. So, but I have them at 35-0. Where are you sitting at?
Didn't I say 42?
Yeah, said, you're right. Sorry.
Raph said that if he gets a sack, then he won't play the rest of the game.
Okay.
So could be a little enticing for the Titans. But how many times are we going to see Rock the Baby? That I think is the bigger question.
A million times this season.
No, I mean in this game.
Oh, in this game, I'm putting probably 6 at least.
6.
Yeah. Or you give him a goal. As soon as you get 10, we'll take you out. So
I think
that's kind of a backhanded compliment.
I
right?
think 10 is realistic.
Like you get 10, I got to take you out to let somebody else get in the game. Yeah. But Bush has them at Spartans over Titans 42-6.
Ooh, Spartans aren't gonna like that.
I don't care.
No, I mean I don't care either. But I'm just
Bush is going at it on that one. So good for him. I just want to make sure we hit all our body. The one thing that we didn't talk about was the offense having LaRue's out this weekend, helmet violation from last game, and then Daniel Smith. Is that your last name? Not Daniel.
No,
Smith. Daniel Miller.
Miller.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Daniel Miller. He's out helmet throwing.
Yeah.
But this, in all honesty, this is the perfect game to be suspended. I know it sucks from a player standpoint, but you're not in this semifinals trying to get in the championship. This is the week to get suspended if you were a Spartan. But hopefully those guys take it from a learning lesson, and we'll kind of move on from there. But yeah, any other comments on this particular matchup?
Nothing really. Like I said, just, the Titans just don't implode.
Yep.
Learning opportunity with this one. Big time.
I do have one petty jab, and then we'll go to commercial break. Are we going to see the gold jerseys again, or are we going to get any new jerseys? I'm just asking for a friend. And we're back. Next segment. Let's roll forward. It's a little different when you produce your own show. You got to kind of get a little sidetracked. But let's take a break from the gameplay for a second, talk about CMX. I want to promote some of our shows. Those of you guys are just tuning in, have never seen Commish's Corner and our seasonal Commish picks for the CFL. We have a couple new segments added in this week that we might explore down the road and continue on. But Petty Sunday, that airs on Sunday at 8 o'clock live here on the CMX network with Tassi Rowe and Jonte. That, if you guys aren't aware, that's basically a roast show. I'll just keep it real. Right now, it's a brand new show that's hit the airways. It's picking up a lot of steam, getting a lot of good feedback on it. It is funny having, sitting here live listening to it. I'm not going to lie, I do laugh and have to catch myself. But that show's going somewhere. So currently, all the Arizona leagues are in season. So they're really focused on Arizona. But our business model and talking to them is going to be pushing it to other states and other leagues. Because a lot of leagues start in the summertime, like Colorado, North Washington, New York, Maine. Like they start in the summertime. So I have a feeling we're going to start seeing a lot more stuff from out of state coming into this show, which will be even more funnier because then we really don't have any idea who these people are. And Tassi and Rowe and Jonte do such a great job filling those thought processes. But shout out to those guys. So live, 8 o'clock here on the CMX network. You guys can watch them. Comments are up. I do think they have some commercials and some other stuff that Rowe's been working on. So you'll see that show start to evolve over the next couple of weeks. AZCFL Intel with Jesse Burke is our Thursday night show. That's a player-in show. Weekly guests rotating. Jesse interviews players, talks to them about their lives, football careers, does predictions and just various segments throughout that. So he's on Thursday night at 8 also. And then our show, Commish, tonight on Fridays at 8. And then the CFL Live, which is our live game of the week. And the reason I'm talking about all of these shows is if you guys have any show ideas or anything you want to try to bring to the table, please reach out to us. sales@cactusmediax.com. And I promise we'll get some of that information up. But there's a lot of content out there that I think people want to hear. And it doesn't have to be football related. I'll just make that clear. Like, it could be anything. We have the studio. We're pushing to get advertising time and space, but we need the shows to fill that up to market to people. So it's a win-win for you. You get a studio that's fully equipped. We're still working on, adding more cameras and stuff, but you guys are more than welcome to come in and use the show or use the studio for your show. But yeah, reach out to us. And I like it. I think you had a show coming, right? Or you did? Or did you jump on this one?
Thinking about it.
You're thinking about it. Okay.
I have a high school sports podcast already.
So that's right.
Yeah.
You ghosted me when we got into talks. I remember that now.
It's not true. That's not true at all. It's part of another company that I work for. Well,
yeah, I know.
partly
I'm
owned,
just teasing you.
So yeah. But Andrew Jones, if you're listening, I'll take you for a voiceover for it. For intro.
He's kind of expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, for someone like me that doesn't like to pay for stuff, he is kind of expensive. But he's a good dude. He's quick turnaround. And so
we'll see. Maybe. But yeah, I do have a little high school. I mean, we talk more than just high school.